Okay, what I'm going to cover today is the last part of graphing, and then we'll go over some homework problems and go into any graphing that you want to go into. There's only a couple more things I need to show you, and that is the parallel and what to do in case you're given a problem about parallel and perpendicular. So, and the rule on parallel and perpendicular, basically, you don't bring those shades that line down if you don't mind, please. A little bit. Bring it about 3/4 of the way down. Thank you. Now, when y, you're given y is equal to a number. And I might have given you this in the beginning. And it'd just be refreshing if I did. Y is equal to a number. Examples. Y is equal to 4. Y is equal to -2. Y is equal to 5 halves. And that's it. In other words, I say, graph the line, y is equal to 4. Graph the line, y is equal to 2. -2, graph the line, y is equal to 5 halves. When you have that, when y is equal to a number, it's parallel to the x-axis. Therefore, it's a horizontal line, meaning that the slope is equal to 0. So in this case, here's your x and y axis, and we will highlight the first one green, the second one yellow, and the third one blue. And I'll draw the first one in green. Y is equal to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's parallel to what axis? Parallel to the x-axis. Yellow, y is equal to -2. And it's parallel to the x-axis. And blue, y is equal to 2.5. 1, 2.5. And there is your third line. All three lines are parallel to the x-axis, and that is when y is equal to a number. Now, I think I went over this a little bit with the first part, which was before the break. But I'm bringing this up again because we're talking about parallel and perpendicular lines. When x is equal to a number, x is equal to 4, x is equal to -1/2, x is equal to 3/4. Those are examples. Then it is parallel to the y-axis, which means what kind of line is it? Vertical line, which means m does not exist. So we'll color this one green. Oops. This one yellow. And this one blue. And the first one is x is equal to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's parallel to what axis? Y-axis. So it's a vertical line. 1/2. Locate 1/2. And it is a vertical line parallel to the y-axis. And 3/4, which is blue. 3/4, oops, that's -1/2, I'm sorry. I messed up on that one. -1/2, be on the negative side, be here. And the blue would be 3/4, which is right in here. And that would be another vertical line. So there is your horizontal and vertical lines. When y is equal to a number, it's a horizontal line. When x is equal to a number, it's a vertical line. There's one more rule that talks about what we're going into today, and that is when the slopes are equal, you have parallel lines. When the product of the two slopes is equal to -1, you have perpendicular lines. There's the two rules. Now, basically, whenever you do this kind of work, you're going to be either given two lines, or you're going to be given two equations. Or in some instances, you may be given two sets of points. You're going to be given one of these things, and they're going to ask you, are the lines what? Parallel or perpendicular? Okay? So let me give you an example of that. Given the line y is equal to 2x plus 4, find the equations for the parallel and perpendicular lines going through the point 7, 4. Okay, write that down. It says, given the line y is equal to 2x plus 4, find the equation for the parallel and perpendicular lines going through the point 7, 4. Now, before I start this, let's picture. Here's a graph. And y is equal to 2x plus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we've got 2 over 1. So it's a positive slope. So 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. So here's our line. Right there. Everybody with me? That's right here. So I'm going to take my highlighter. I'm going to highlight this in green. And there is our line in green. Everybody with me? Yes, sure. Okay. Now, this point is 7, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll color this point yellow. And what they want to know, and I'll color this line red, they want to know the equation for this line that goes through that point. And a blue line, they want to know, you'll have to use your imagination, it's supposed to be straight. Okay, somebody tell me the relationship between the red line and the green line. They're parallel. So we're going to take a black marker, and I'm going to put parallel symbol, put that right there, meaning that they're parallel. The red line and the green line are parallel. But we have the equation for this line, but we don't have the equation for what? The red line. Now what is the blue line compared to the red line? I mean the green line. It's perpendicular, so you take your handy dandy blue marker and put a perpendicular symbol there and there, because if these two are parallel, this is your geometry axiom, if these two are parallel, then these two are going to be perpendicular on the blue line. But again, we don't know the equation for this blue line. We know that it goes through the yellow point right here. So, what do? Well, the first thing you do is you draw a BA table. It's got to be 3 columns wide. So, there's the first column, and there's the second column. And in the first column, you put y is equal to 2x plus 4. And somebody tell me what m is. M is equal to what in this problem? 2. And over here, I'm going to draw a red 7, 4. And over here, I'm going to draw a blue 7, 4. Now, where did I get 7, 4 from? It's given. Why did I color them red and blue? Because I want to find the parallel, and I want to find the perpendicular line that goes through it. Now, by the rule that I gave y'all a while ago, what is my red slope going to be? So what is my red slope going to be down here? 2. So you take your red marker and you put down at the bottom, m is equal to 2 for the red dot. Well, how'd you know that, Hubert? Well, the line says, I mean, the rule says, if you want a parallel line, then these two slopes have to what? Match. They have to equal. So I just said, okay, this one is 2, so I'm going to make this one 2 because it's parallel. Perpendicular, the product of this slope and this slope has to equal -1. So therefore, the slope of the perpendicular line is always going to be equal to the opposite reciprocal. Opposite sign and the reciprocal of 2. So what's the opposite of positive? Negative. And what's the reciprocal of 2 over 1? Now you need to put in your notes. Opposite sign. Number 1. Opposite sign. 2. Reciprocal. So if this was a -1/3, this was a -1/3, what would this be? +3. If this is a -2/6, this is going to be a +6/2. It's always the opposite sign and the reciprocal. Now somebody tell me what we have here. What is that called? A what? The point. What is this called? What are we going to use? Go back at your first set of notes on graphing. Before the break. What formula do we use when we're given a point and a slope? Point-slope equation. Let me write the point-slope equation down to brush up your memory. Y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x sub 1. There it is. So put it at the top of the page right here. Y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x sub 1. Y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x sub 1. So what's this? Which way we read? X sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 1, y sub 1, and this is m. So what are you going to do with m and x sub 1, y sub 1? Plug them in. Y minus parentheses is equal to parentheses times x minus parentheses. And what goes in the y sub 1 spot?
4.
Doing everything you can to make this complicated, aren't you? M, what goes in the m spot? 2. And what goes in the x sub 1 spot? 7. And same thing here. Y minus parentheses is equal to parentheses times x minus parentheses. And 4. And negative 1/2. And 7. And now you just simplify and solve for y. So y minus 4 is equal to 2x minus 14. Y is equal to 2x. What's negative 14 plus 4? And that is the equation for which line? That is the equation for the red line that's parallel. Y is equal to 2x minus 10. Y minus 4 is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 7/2. Bring this 4 over as 8/2. And your final answer is y is equal to negative 1/2 x. And what's 7 plus 8? 15/2. And no, I'm not going to tell you where that 8/2 comes from. And that is your equation for your what? Blue line. And that's y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 15 over 2. And that's how you find the parallel and the perpendicular. And this is what you found. You're given this, and you're given that point, and you just found the equation for the red line, and the equation for the blue line is y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 15/2, which is 7.5. So this point, well, this point right here crosses the x and y axis is 7.5. That's your y-intercept right there. Y-intercept on the red line is what? All right, let's try a narrative. I'm going to let y'all work on this one. Given, given y is equal to negative 3x plus 2, find the parallel and perpendicular lines or equations that go through -1, -4. First of all, I want you to draw a picture of it. I'll even help you out drawing a picture of it. There's 1, 2, and you got a negative slope which goes this way, so up 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1, 1, 2, 3 over 1, 1, 2, 3 over 1. So your line looks something like this. And this point, so let me mark that in green. Here's our line. And our point is -1, -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll color that green. Oops. We'll color that blue. That's that point right here. And our red line, they want to know what the use your imagination. I want to know the equation for that line, because it's parallel. And then they want to know the equation for this line, which is what? Perpendicular. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the equation of this line, and you're looking for the equation for this line. Some of y'all may be picking out a cardboard box on this. All right, you should have it done in a couple minutes. No, I'm off the clock. All right.
positive 2, so put your 2. And then negative slope, so it's like that. And then 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Over 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You start from the point that you is positive. I'm sorry. My fault. You start from here. 1, 2. Did I go down on that one? I sure did. My bad. 1, 2. You're right. You should have said something. It's your fault. So 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay. You're right. I was wrong. My mistake, I put a negative. I don't know why I put negative 2 on there. I guess I just decided to change the problem in the middle of the problem. I put negative 2 right there, so my bad. I won't be able to move, but your dollar won't be able to move when you lose. So I'll have to erase all of it. Y'all supposed to tell me I'm making a mistake in the problem, not wait. Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. You ain't get it. I want to hear it. All right. So positive 2. 1, 2. There's our spot. And negative means we have a negative slope, which means right line that way. And then 3 up. 1, 2, 3, 1 over. 1, 2, 3, 1 over. 1, 2, 3, 1 over. 1, 2, 3, 1. So our line is looking something like this. There we go. And Horatian trace line, you don't need it anymore. And now the green line, the red line, negative 1, negative 4. There's our point. And we want a line that's parallel. Use your imagination. And perpendicular. There we go. And that it's going through that point. Hopefully that's a little bit better. what's the slope equal to in the original line? -3, or -3 over 1, whichever one you want to write. So the red slope is going to be what? -3. And the blue slope is going to be what? 1/3. Good. Now, if you follow what I said, the opposite sign and the reciprocal, you'll be okay. If you start thinking, then you know what happens when y'all start thinking. Bad things happen when students start thinking. And I'm being funny, but in other words, sometimes it's good to think, but sometimes you just need to let well enough what? Alone and don't think. And this is one of those times. So, you've got, you don't have to do anything here. This is what you need for, this right here is for knowledge. So, you don't have to do anything here. You just get what you need, and then this is where you do the work. So with the red, this is x of 1, and then this is y sub 1. Y minus a -4 is equal to -3 times x minus a what? -1. So that's going to be y plus 4 is equal to -3x. And this right here, negative times a negative is a what? And then negative times a positive is a negative. And bring this over, that becomes a -4. So our equation of our red line is y is equal to -3x what? -7. That's right, Clyde. And if you actually look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's down around 7. All right, now the blue line. Y minus -4 is equal to 1/3 times x minus a -1. Y plus 4 is equal to 1/3 x, that's positive, plus 1/3. Bring the 4 over as minus 12/3. And no, I'm not going to tell you where that came from. You should know. Y is equal to 1/3 x minus, what's 1 minus 12? -11/3. And your equation for your blue line is 1/3 x minus 11/3. Well, that's 3 and 1/3, -3 and 1/3. 1, 2, 3, and then that's 4 right there, 1/3. Yeah, close. And that's how you find the parallel or perpendicular line. Now, your homework is not going to ask for both, or your test is not going to ask for both. So you just do which one you need. The reason I show them at the same time is so you can do 2 practices for 1 problem. And once you do 3 or 4 of these, that'll be 6 problems, or 3 times, or let's say 4. Let's say you already did 2. So let's say you do 2 more. That's 4 problems. 4 times 2 is 8. You've done 8 problems, pretty much. And when it comes to parallel and perpendicular, you'll be able to do either one based on if you just want to do this one. If it says parallel, you would just do this column. If it says perpendicular, then you would just do this column. And the most important part is this part right here. This part to this part to this part. That's the most important.
So you look and you get this information, and you transfer that information over to the bottom of this column, right there, and then you transfer this information to the bottom of this column, and then once you have the bottom, the M at the bottom of each column, this one and this one, you've got the points at top, you just plug in the points left equation. And that's it. That's 6.7. So let's look and see what kind of questions y'all have mailed in. All right, let me get the 155s out of the way. Let's see. All right, so I got a couple of questions right here. First one is, that's 6.3, we already covered that. 6.7, number 19. 6.7, number 19. I'll go over that first one in a second if you need to. 6.7, number 93, number 19. Points A, B, and C are three vertices of a parallelogram with sides parallel to the x-axis. Plot the 3 points. Find the coordinates of the fourth point. So 2, 1, that's positive, 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 positive. Which one is it not? Or the, why? Because these are negative quadrants. So the first quadrant is positive, positive. So all of these are positive, positive, so it's in the first quadrant. So hopefully none of y'all even thought about A or B. All right, so first of all, we need to look at this guy. Let's blow it up where we can see it. Hopefully that's big enough for you. And we're going to take a straight line maker, and we're going to start here and go to there and go from here to there, and then we're going to take Andy, we're going to copy this guy. And we're going to go up here somewhere. Okay. We're not going to go anywhere, I guess. I guess we're just going to hit paste. It's going to make 2. There we go. And bring this up here like that. And we're talking about a line somewhere. Hold on a minute. Somewhere right there. Okay, now, right there, we're talking about a point that is, hold on, let me go back to my, I have to do this, there we go. Looking like, that's a 2, so 1, 1, 2, 3 and a half. 1 and 3 and a half.
So 1, comma, 3.5 would be 7/2. Somebody check me. Okay, 1 and 3.5. That's that spot right there. Well, something tells me something ain't right. Let's go back and look at the directions. It says A, B, and C are 3 vertices of plate with sides parallel to what? Parallel to the x-axis. Let's look at that again. What's wrong with this picture? What's wrong with it? Well, here's the x-axis. Just so y'all know. Hold on. Dang old, take the x-axis. Dang old, draw it right there. Dang old, pick that up. Dang old. Is that parallel to the x-axis? No. So what can we do with this guy? Well, now we can mark him out too. We mark that one and that one and that one. So C, that's our answer. Okay, what's the problem? Well, we gotta find that vertices. So we gotta blow it up. We know the answer is C. We just gotta find where it has the vertices. So here we go. Take our handy dandy straight line maker. And we draw from here to here and from there to there. And then we take our handy dandy virtual copier and we copy and we paste. And that gives us that guy. And we move him over here. And then we take our handy dandy virtual line maker and color it blue. And go from here to there. Dang old count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait a minute. There we go. 2, 4, 6. What? 7 and what? Dang old 1. 7 and 1. Thank you, class. So C and 7 and 1 is our answer. Piece of cake. So at least you can get half the problem wrong just by using a little bit of what? Dang old logic and dang old common sense. Dang old between the ears. Dang old that's gone, that's gone, and that's gone. You should at least get rid of 2 of them by just looking at the problem. Capiche? You feel good about yourself? No box to live in yet? Okay, nobody's gonna talk to me. Y'all all getting quiet on me. Why are you doing that, Shelley? I'm Hubert. All right, 6.343, number 10. Well, let's see what it says, because I think this is just the algebraic equation. I have no idea, but let's look and see. First of all, it says solve the equation for y. Well, first of all, I'm going to put it in some kind of order, because it's not in order. And which way do we read? Left to right. So this x over here is on the wrong side. We need to put it over here, put this over here. And it's not going to make that big a deal, because if you change both sides, it's not going to change. So I'm going to put 2x plus 8z, and I'm going to put equals here, and I'm going to put 5y plus 5. Now a lot of people say, well, Hubert, I thought you said you read from right to left to right. We did read from left to right. So which side is the y going to be on when you finish? Okay. So what do we do with this positive 5? Take it across the river, and it becomes minus 5. So now we've got 5y is equal to 2x
plus 8z minus 5. Now, how do we get rid of multiplying by 5? Divide by 5, and you can write one big fraction, or you can write three small fractions. Y is equal to 2/5 x plus 8/5 y, or z, minus what? 1. That's one way to write the answer. Another way to write the answer is just say y is equal to 2x plus 8z minus 5 over what? That's your two possible answers, and I will take either one. So let's put it in the calculator. Let's put it in and see what it says. So 2x, looks like to me you were on the right track. And then the only thing is we need to make it a fraction. So all that, 2x plus 8z minus 5 over what? 5. So all you need to do is add the 5. Dang old, feel good about yourself. Okay? All right. So that's all the questions we got on the homework. So let me go and pull a couple of questions that you might see on the test. So let's go to our handy dandy Math 155. Now let's just pull the test up. Quizzes and tests. Well, let me go to my quizzes and tests. That way we can pull it up. Assignment. Okay, your graphing section. See ya. And everybody's going to start leaving now. That's all right. I see how it is. Get mad and quit. Might as well go ahead and fix this while we're at it. That's not what I want. Hold on. Close. Alright, nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Yep. Nope. Yep. Yep. Nope. Alrighty. Next. And today is what? I have no idea. Okay, thank you. March the 25th. We'll make it cut on at 8 o'clock in the morning. And cut it off on the 2nd. And we'll let y'all do it 4 times. And I think that'll be... Alright, that takes care of that. Now let's look at it. Graph by plotting points. Alright, which one of your methods tells you to graph by plotting points? Method 1, method 2, or method 3? Method 1. So you have to do this one by method 1. So, you draw your handy dandy chart. Is it a fraction? No. So it's going to be -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. What's -2 times 2? -4, Hubert. That's right, class. What's -4 minus 1? -5. So the first point is -5. What's -1 times 2? -2 minus 1? 0 minus 1. So what are we doing? Each time we're adding what? Say again? You're adding 2, positive 2, or adding 2. Excuse me. So -5 plus 2 is -3. -3 plus 2 is -1. What's -1 plus 2? And what's 1 plus 2? Now you go over to your handy dandy graph, and it may ask you for 1 point, it may ask you for 5. I don't know. Hit the straight line. It says line tool. And it's going to ask you to plot points. I'm going to pick 2 points because most of the time it just wants 2 points. I'm going to pick -2 and -5. -2 and -5. And then I'm going to pick 1 and 1. Bet you it's right. What didn't? Oh yeah, I don't, it ain't homework, it's a test. He awards me extra points for these type questions. Okay, which method? That's not rhetorical, huh? Method 2, intersect method. Plug in 0 for x, that's the y-intercept, you get what? -2, right? That does not count as a yes or no. Alright, y is equal to 0. If y is equal to 0, that's your x-intercept. So if y is equal to 0, you get x is equal to negative what? -2, Hubert. That's right, class. There you go. Oh, sorry. Next question. When is the last day of class? Monday. Use the slope-intercept form of a graph to graph the equation. Which method? Method 3. Good. So 0, 4. I'm going to put 0, -4 right here, or positive 4. Thank you. And then I'm going to count negative. There's the negative slope right here. Because we read which way? Left to right. So on the left hand, you're uphill and you're going downhill. So that's a negative slope. Let's not try to make this more difficult. Now, 8 vertical. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And positive what? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Shoot. Is that right? Positive 3. I'm looking to make sure. Yeah. There it is. question. How is homework test and exam weighed? The only possible answer it could be. Plot the intercepts. Okay, for the x-intercept, when x is 0, that's your y-intercept. So we'll do the x-intercept first. Y is 0. I'll just take my cursor and cover up this term. And that leaves you with 3x is equal to 6, which is what? 2. So your first point is 2. And when x is 0, I get 3, be a negative 3, right? There you go. Next question. Marines. Plot the intercept. Plug in 0 for y, what do you get? 0 for y, you get 8. Zero for x, what do you get? Well, isn't that special? And there's your line. So, oh, I did the wrong thing, sorry. So, first one goes here. And right here. Maybe something like that. I don't know if I got that one right or not. Next question. Where is all of Hubert's homework and test done? In class. That's a good one. Alright. 3x plus 2y. Use the intercepts. Here we go again. So, when y is 0, x is what? 2. This little cursor could be a pain. And when x is 0, y is what? 3. When y is 0, x is what? 4. So when y is 0, x is 4. And when x is 0, y is what? If you take several forms of a test in Hubert's class, how is it counted? Takes the highest and drops the lowest. I actually had somebody ask me that question the other day. Yesterday. Which method? Method 3. Negative 2. 0, negative 2. And it's positive slope. That means it's going this way. So 9 up, 1 over. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1. Next. How does Hubert replace the lowest grade with your final exam grade? Nope. Plot the intercepts. Okay, your y-intercept is 0, 3. Your x-intercept is what? 5, 3.
I was just looking. So 0 for, you get 3, so that'd be 0 for y would be 3, which is right here. And then plug in 0 for x, you get -5. Brain's turning to mush. Next question. Use the intercepts again. So, let's see, plug in 0 for y, you get 5. So it'd be 0, 5. And then 0 for x, you get 2. Next. All right, which method? Doesn't matter. Why? Huh? Why doesn't it matter? Because I told you that whenever it just says graph, what method can you use? Any of them. It doesn't matter. I would use point slope equation, or the point slope. So what's our y-intercept? 0, -5. And we know that it's going which way? Left to right what? Left to right down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little gray line. I'm trying. Gray. So I'm going to draw a line looking like that. And then I'm going to do my, let's see, what is it? Negative, oops, wrong slope. Sorry. It's a negative, yeah, I had it right. Negative slope. All right, so 1 up, 3 over. 1 up, 1, 2, 3. And there's my slope. What time is it? What time's class over? 2:10? Okay, I just didn't know what y'all were doing. I just wanting to leave, wanting to get out of here. Plot the intercepts. Okay, 0 for y, you get what? -3. So 0, -3. And 0 for x, you get what? Positive what? 5. There it is. Next question. Plot the intercepts. When y is 0, what do you get? -6. When x is 0, what do you get? -6. Determine the slope of the line through the given point. So here's the slope. -9 plus 8 is -1. And 2 minus 2 is what? And what's wrong with 0 being in the denominator? 95. Will Hubert's final exam be online? Duh, I don't know. He didn't tell me. That's what you're supposed to say. When is the week of finals? When does the homework terminate? The night before it's supposed to, but y'all don't ever let that happen because of the 5 dead grandmothers y'all have. And then that
Oh well. I gave you two of the same one. Consider yourself lucky. That's an extra 3 points. Graph using what? The intercept. So you got to plug in 0 for x. What do you get? 5. So your y-intercept is 0, 5. And then intercept 0 for y, you get -5. X is equal to -1. Y'all check me. And submit test. Oh my, got something wrong. Wasn't expecting that. Oh, I see. You can see it's off right here. You see where the problem is? My mouse must have jumped over when I hit the... Oh, I know why, because I had that thing around it. Remember? My mouse flipped over to the left a little bit. So, that was that one. I would be lenient on that one. If I saw that you moved over just a little bit, I would be lenient on that one. I don't know what else I missed though. I think I clicked in on the wrong one. Oh my. What happened there? I think I was about to sleep. Let's see. X is equal, when x is equal, or y is equal to 0, what do we get? We get 5. So that should be 1, 2, the x-intercept should be 5. I got that right, I thought. When x is equal to 0, you get the y-intercept, which is 2. No, I put this answer. Okay, what did I do? I plotted the wrong points. Didn't I tell you it's easy to do that? That's what happens when you don't write it out. So I did it. And if I do it, that means you're going to do it. So try not to, and I was trying to save time by not having to write everything out, but that's usually what happens. What I do here? Bet I did the same thing. I don't know if I did the same thing or not. 5, yeah, 5, yep, plotted the wrong points. Looks like I got a sign wrong too. All right, don't do that. All right, I'll cut the homework off probably the next day. Or let me just go ahead and cut that off, and let me get the roll so I can let y'all get out of here. And tell me who's been here, because I don't know their names, half of them. So y'all gonna have to help me out. Somebody hit my, okay, I'll do it.